Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasudeva Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Sri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Sri Mathura Dham Ki Jai. Sri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Yamuna Mai Ki Jai. Tulasi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Shri Gaurnitai Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Science of Krishna. Canto 3, The Status Quo, Chapter 1, Questions by Vidura. This is the last sloka in Chapter 1. Text number 45. Tasya Prapana Akila Loka Pranam
Akila Loka Pranam
Avastitanam Anushasane Swe Artaya Jatasya Yadushu Ajasya Partam Sake Kirtaya Tirta Kirte Tasya Prabhana Kila Lokapanam Avastitanam Anushasane Swe Artaya Jatasya Vartam Sake Kirtaya Kirta Kritahe Tisya Prabhana Kila Lokapanam Avastitanam Anusasane Swe Artaya Jatasya Vartam Sake Kirtaya Tirta Kritahe Tisya Prabhana Kila Lokapanam Avastitanam Anusasane Swe Artaya Jatasya Vartam Sake Kirtaya Tirta Kritahe Tasya Prabhana Kila Lokapanam Avastitanam Anushasane Swe Artaya Jatasya Yudashvajasya Artam Sake Kirtaya Tirta Kirte Tasya Prabhana Kila Lokapanam
Tasya Prapana Kila Lokapanam Avastitanam Anushasane Sve Vartaya Jatasya Yudhishvajasya Vartam Satyakirtaya Tirtakirte Tasya Prapana Kila Lokapanam Avastitanam Anushasane Sve Vartaya Jatasya Yudhishvajasya Vartam Sake Kirtaya Tirtha Kirte
Tasya Prapana Kila Lokapanam
Tasya Prapana Kila Lokapanam
Avastitanam Anushasane Sve
Avastitanam Anushasane Sve
Vartaya Jatasya Yudhishvajasya
Tasya Yudhishvajasya
Vartam Sake Kirtaya Tirtha Kirte
Vartam Sake Kirtaya Tirtha Kirte
Tasya Prapana Kila Lokapanam
Prapana Kila Lokapanam
Avastitanam Anushasane Sve
Anushasane Sve
Vartaya Jatasya Yudhishvajasya
Tasya Yudhishvajasya
Vartam Sake Kirtaya Tirtakirte
Sake Kirtaya Tirtha Kirte
Tasya Prapana Kila Lokapanam Avistanam Anusasane Sve Vartaya Jatasya Yudhishvajasya
Yudhishvajasya
Vartam Sake Kirte Atita Kirte
Vartam Sake Kirtaya Tirtha Kirte
Tasya Prapana Kila Lokapanam
Tasya Prapana Kila Lokapanam
Avistanam Anusasane Sve
Avastitanam Anushasane Sve
Ardaya Jatasya Yudhishvajasya Vartam Sake Kirtaya Tirtha Kirte
Vartam Sake Kirtaya Tirtha Kirte
Tasya
Tasya
is
is
Prapana
Prapana
surrender.
Surrender
Akala Lokapanam,
Kila Lokapanam
all rulers of the entire universe.
Rulers of the entire universe
Avastitanam,
Avastitanam
situated in
situated in
Anushasane,
Anushasane
under the control of,
under the control of
sway, own self, Vartaya, for the interest of, Jatasya, of the born, Yadushu, in the family of the Yadus,
family of the Yadus
Ajasya, of the unborn, Vartam, topics, Sake, and my friend, Kirtaya, please narrate, Tirtha Kirte, of the Lord, whose glories are chanted in the places of pilgrimage.
of the Lord, whose glories are chanted.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. O my friend, please therefore chant the glories of the Lord, who is meant to be glorified in the places of pilgrimage. He is unborn, and yet He appears by His causeless mercy on the surrendered rulers of all parts of the universe. Only for their interest did he appear in the family of his unalloyed devotees, the Yadus. Purport. There are innumerable rulers all over the universe in different varieties of planets. The sun god and the sun planet, the moon god and the moon planet, Indra and the heavenly planet, Vayu, Varuna, and those in the Brahmaloka planet, where Lord Brahma is living. All are obedient servants of the Lord. Whenever there is any trouble in the administration of the innumerable planets and different universes, the rulers pray for an appearance, and the Lord appears. Jai Shri Gauranatai. The Bhagavatam 1.3.28 has already confirmed this in the following verse. Eche Chamsa Kalapamsa Krishnas tu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakalam Lokam Mritayanti Yuge Yuge. In every millennium, whenever there is any trouble for the obedient rulers, the Lord appears. He also appears for the sake of his pure, unalloyed devotees. The surrendered rulers and the pure devotees are always strictly under the control of the Lord, and they are never disobedient to the desires of the Lord. The Lord is therefore always attentive to them. The purpose of pilgrimages is to remember the Lord constantly, and therefore the Lord is known as Tirtha Kirti. The purpose of going to a place of pilgrimage is to get the chance to glorify the Lord. Even today, although times have changed, there are still pilgrimage sites in India. For example, in Mathura and Vrindavan, where we have the chance to stay, people are awake from early in the morning at 4 a.m. up until nighttime and are constantly engaged, some way or other, in chanting the holy glories of the Lord. The beauty of such a pilgrimage site is that automatically one remembers the holy glories of the Lord. His name, fame, quality, form, pastimes, and entourage are all identical to the Lord, and therefore chanting the glories of the Lord invokes the personal presence of the Lord. Anytime or anywhere pure devotees meet and chant the glories of the Lord is present without any doubt. It is said by the Lord himself that he always stays where his pure devotees chant his glories. Thus then, the Bhaktivedanta purports of the third canto, first chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Krishna Vidura. Dhanabhar Maharaj, we're eager to hear your thoughts on Srimad Bhagavatam.
The Lord is the one who should be praised. And so the devotee wants to hear about the Lord. This is the purpose of everyone having ears and eyes and senses so they can use them in the glorification of the Lord. And he was, this is referring to Krishna directly because he appeared in the Yadu dynasty for the benefit of the demigods, as described here, and the unalloyed devotees. Demigods are like Indra and Brahma and Kuvera and Surya the sun and the moon. Each one of these planets has a ruler, who's in charge and managing. This is not so difficult for us to understand because if we look at each nation of this earth that we have, there's someone in charge. Maybe a president, maybe a prime minister, something like that. But there's someone in charge, and that person then is responsible for the people in his area and for the area itself. And if anything goes wrong with him, he goes to the higher authority. On this planet, we try to do in the United Nations to make it the authority above, but it's questionable whether or not it actually has that ability. But in the organization of the universe, there are demigods above other demigods. For example, Brahma is usually approached when the others have difficulty, because Brahma is the chief of the demigods. And if it's not within his power to solve the problem, then they go to Vishnu or Krishna, as was the case with 5,000 years ago when this earth, Bhumi, took the shape of a cow and went with the demigods, including Brahma, because it was too difficult for him. The demons were assembling on earth. That means the demons from all over the universe, not just our earthly demons. The asuras or daityas, they're all over the universe, and they were assembling to make their headquarters here on earth. And that meant that all the good qualities of the people would be lost, all the piety would be lost, there'd be irregular seasons, there'd be sinful activities going on, and she wouldn't be able to stop it. She didn't want to be overruled like that and overrun. Just like now, we saw the other day, there was shooting in the plaza. The plaza was considered to be the most safe place in Kansas City. And if you go to the plaza, you're safe. And the shots, and love it. So, people were saying they were interviewing, what did you think of it? I thought the plaza was going to be safe. We moved from downtown, now we moved there. Not safe there, we didn't know what to do, where to go. So when things get really bad, then they call on Krishna or God. They say there's no atheists in a foxhole. You know what that means? Everyone? No atheists in a foxhole. It means that foxholes where the soldiers who are at war, they stay in there and dig out kind of holes so they don't get shot so easily. They can hide. But each party tries to kill the others. And they send bombs. So if you're in the foxhole, you're fighting, and the bombs can come from any direction and blow your body up, or machine guns, or all kinds of weapons. And so when you're in the midst of that fighting, they say there's no atheists. Everyone's praying to God. Oh God, I never did anything for you, but please save me. I don't want to die. So this putting them into difficulty has some benefit for them. They become a little bit humbled. And even those who generally proclaim that there's no God, when things are going their way, and they have wealth, and some power, they've got control over things, then they say there's no God. But when things get out of control and they seem they're not as powerful as they thought, then they say, maybe, God, if you exist, please save me. That's also the purpose of holy places, where pilgrimage sites. Pilgrimage site means where the Lord is remembered. So just like if we go to a place that was visited by Maitreya Muni and Vidura. That's a holy place, just because they went there, because they spoke about Krishna. They glorified the Lord. That made it holy. And so there's so many holy places in India because Krishna walked there. And Lord Ramachandra walked on earth. And Lord Chaitanya walked on earth. And so many devotees walked on earth. And these rivers, the river Ganga, is not just an ordinary river. It comes from a mountain. She's brought in by the grace of Lord Shiva and Bhagirath and so many great personalities. They brought her, they requested her to come. And it's a long story. I won't tell the whole thing. The King Sagara's 60,000 sons were killed by the wrath of, or at least by the offense to Kapila. And so he wanted to deliver them from their hellish act, because they performed some sinful activities. They threatened and insulted Kapila Muni, so they were burnt to ashes by them. So the thing is that if the ashes are placed in the Ganga, then one gets liberation from hellish conditions of life, even if he was sinful. These sons were sinful, but anyway, still, Sagar wanted to deliver them through his family members. But he wasn't able to bring down the Ganga. Pilate told him that if the Ganga comes, and they'll be saved. So he couldn't get the Ganga to come. His next generation couldn't. Several generations tried, but it was not possible. Then finally, Bhagirath, he petitioned Ganga, and Lord Shiva agreed to protect her. And so we have Ganga, and Ganga, from Ganga comes Yamuna, the same river. Sometimes those two flow together, and sometimes they split. There's all these holy rivers that one can take baths in and get purified. But one shouldn't just go to take bath and get purified of the sins and then sin again. That doesn't work. Once you get rid of the desire to sin, get rid of the inclination, the filth, and the contamination of the heart that makes it want to sin, that's what we want to get rid of. And that requires association with the devotees. So therefore the great devotees like are being described here in Vidura and Maitreya, and they are so pure that they purify even the holy place. They purify even the holy places. The Ganga sometimes gets overrun with so many people with sinful pasts, and they leave all their sins in the water. They get purified, but they leave their sins. She gets overwhelmed. And then the saintly persons come, take bath, and then she becomes purified. They take away her sins. You just see how powerful they are. So it's a great story about how the universe is being run, how the Lord manages everything, and how we can make pure places of pilgrimage. These temples, these are places of pilgrimage. When you go to, it's like New Vrindavan, you go to a holy place like New Vrindavan. It's a holy place because the Lord is being worshipped there, and great personalities such as Srila Prabhupada went there, so these are holy places. And there can be more holy places. Wherever the Lord appears, it becomes a holy place.
So this is a very nice verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is all about the narrations of the activities of the Lord and His pure devotees, and it tells how conditioned souls achieve the highest perfection by associating with either the Lord or the Lord's pure devotees. The pure devotees are always engaged in hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord. And wherever there's such an assembly, the Lord is always present. Whenever we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, trying our best to avoid the 10 kinds of offenses, Krishna is present. So if one is associating with Krishna, what more do you want? By hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, this book is Krishna in the form of a book. And by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam as it is given by Srila Prabhupada, one is directly associated with Krishna. What more is there to want? Jai Sisi Gurnatai. And today's is the occasion of a rare solar eclipse. It's scheduled to be, I heard, something like 2 p.m. this afternoon. And these things happen very rarely. And 5,000 years ago, there was a solar eclipse, and Krishna and Balaram were living peacefully in Dwarka. And the Vedic culture is very advanced. Even 5,000 years ago, they knew by astronomical calculation that this solar eclipse was going to happen. So all the residents of Vrindavan, as well as almost all the residents of Dwarka, all the members of the Yadu dynasty, they plan to make a trip up to Kurukshetra and to celebrate this occasion of solar eclipse. Here in Kansas City, it's supposed to be 89% full, and in southeastern Missouri, it's supposed to be a total solar eclipse. And the best thing to do during a solar eclipse is to take bath and to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. And during the time of the solar eclipse, one should not eat, one should fast, as long as the eclipse is happening, and one should give in charity. And the members of the Yadu dynasty, they observed perfectly all the rules and regulations in the Vedic culture. When they arrived in this place of Kurukshetra, it was a great procession. The members of the Yadu dynasty arrived on golden chariots, very gorgeously decorated. Some of them rode on the backs of stalwart horses. Some rode on the backs of gorgeously decorated elephants. The elephants were moving like the clouds in the sky. And all the members of the Yadu dynasty were very beautiful. They were wearing valuable garments and golden necklaces, flower garlands. And their beauty was enhanced 100 times on this occasion in Kurukshetra. And the wives of the demigods, they also arrived on palanquins. Each palanquin was carried by handsome men. And the entire procession looked as beautiful as the procession of the demigods in heaven. In this universe, there are 2 kinds of beings, the Devas and the Asuras. And the Devas are obedient to the laws of the Lord, and the Asuras are disobedient. So any one of us has the choice. We could either become Deva or Asura. And the purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement is to turn the Asuras into Devas. In Kali Yuga, it's sometimes a difficult process, but if we make an attempt, the Lord will surely help, because God helps those who help themselves. And many years ago, the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra has been a sacred place of pilgrimage since time immemorial, and even 5,000 years ago it was known as an ancient place, because long ago Lord Parshuram is an incarnation of Krishna. He's Vishnu Tattva. He appeared in the family of Jamadagni, a Brahmin, but actually he played like a Kshatriya, because there was a need to destroy the dishonest Kshatriyas in the world. And he annihilated all the Kshatriyas in the world 21 times. And he took the blood of the Kshatriyas. There was so much blood in Kurukshetra that it created a river of blood. And he took all that blood and he dug 5 lakes, and he placed the blood of the Kshatriyas in these 5 lakes. And you could go to Kurukshetra today and see these lakes are now beautiful but pure water. And the government of the state of Haryana, they take very much care to keep these lakes clean and pure, and there are residents there for pilgrims. So this pilgrim site at Kurukshetra is very nicely managed today. I was there on two different occasions. It's my favorite place in the universe, because the whole place is Krishna consciousness. It's saturated with God consciousness. And there's no meat eating allowed. And even the priests in Kurukshetra, they're wearing tilak, Vaishnava tilak, and they have kunti mala, tulsi beads, and they can carry japa bags. So the situation there is very favorable for advancing in Krishna consciousness. And recently they built this gigantic temple under the direction of Gopal Krishna Maharaj. So there are now 3 ISKCON temples in Kurukshetra, and there may be more as far as my knowledge goes. But there was a great struggle for more than 20 years, because the caste Brahmins, they opposed the construction of this giant temple. So we had to purchase a different plot of land, but it's on several acres, and the scale of this temple is enormous. And Prabhupada visited Kurukshetra in 1975, and he wanted Ambrish to purchase land there, and Ambrish followed his instructions. And now there's the Krishna Balaram temple there, and Prabhupada wanted this since 1975. The first Krishna Arjuna temple in Kurukshetra. And the whole temple is in the shape of a gigantic chariot, and it's drawn by 4 horses, and the horses are 40 feet tall, and the temple is very, very, very tall. It's the tallest building in Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra is a gigantic, vast place. It's larger than Kansas City, and the population is now greater than Kansas City. And when the members of the Hare dynasty came to Kurukshetra, they took their baths in these lakes created by Lord Parshuram. And after taking their baths, they gave in charity to the Brahmins. During the time of the solar eclipse, once you give in charity, so members of the Hare dynasty gave in charity hundreds of cows, and each cow was decorated with a flower garland and beautiful clothing, beautiful ornaments. Then the members of the Gauda dynasty donated sumptuous food to all the Brahmins present. In the Vedic culture, there are two kinds of foods, cooked food and raw food. Cooked food means food that's prepared in butter or ghee. And raw food is food prepared without butter or without ghee. So all the Brahmins were fed foods cooked in ghee, like kachoris, samosas, gulabjams, puris. The Brahmins were greatly satisfied, and everyone was satisfied. And the purpose of taking bath during this solar eclipse is to nullify all the reactions of sinful activities. And the Kshatriyas, they think themselves sinful because they're engaged in the business of killing. And killing is forbidden since time immemorial in the material world. Killing is not a good business, it's sinful. Even Lord Parshuram, although he's Vishnu Tattva, he still thought himself as a sinful, fallen soul. So he performed, after killing the Kshatriyas 21 times, he performed great sacrifices at a place called Samantapachika. And that place is still there in Kurukshetra. So if Lord Parshuram felt himself sinful, what is our position? Every day we are engaged in so many simple activities. So we have to take shelter and always chanting the holy name of the Lord. So we're very grateful to His Holiness Dr. Goswami for establishing this place of pilgrimage in Kansas City. Yes, Dr. Maharaj.
On that occasion, it is a very nice point made that 5,000 years ago they knew when the solar eclipse was going to take place, all over, and they went to the holy place. Kurukshetra is always known as a holy place. So not only did they go from Dwarka, which is nearby, but they also went from Vrindavan. And the residents of Vrindavan also went there. And this is a great opportunity for the residents of Vrindavan to see Krishna, and for Krishna and his relatives from Dwarka to see the residents of Vrindavan. The residents of Vrindavan were treated with the highest respect at these occasions because everyone knew that they were very dear to Krishna. And the gopis came, even Radharani came. Krishna's father, mother, they all came. The gopis were there, and the gopis wanted to see Krishna, so they got to see Krishna. But they saw Krishna riding in a big chariot, as you described, with armies and big horses and weapons and gold. And they're used to living in the forest, very simple. And that's how they remembered Krishna. They were used to thinking of Krishna as just their friend there, playing in the forest, bushes. No big chariots or anything. So it's a very intimate opportunity because Radharani, she was overjoyed to see Krishna. Krishna was riding in one chariot, Subhadra, his sister, was riding in another, and Balaram was also riding in a chariot. When she saw the three chariots and Krishna, she was thinking, very nice, very beautiful, so wonderful to see Krishna. But I want to bring him back to Vrindavan so we can enjoy there next to Govardhan, And then she wanted to be with Krishna in those places. So that's the inner meaning or the transcendental significance of the Rath Yatra festival that we have is Gopis bringing Krishna back to Vrindavan so that they can enjoy with him there. Hare Krishna, Jai Rath Yatra.
Jai.
Comments or questions?
I was wondering, is an eclipse something like inauspicious, and that's why they do so many sacrifices and chanting at that time?
They're considered to be inauspicious because it's an attack of Rahu. Rahu attacks the sun or the moon. That's what causes an eclipse. They say, modern scientists, they say it's caused by the shadow of the earth. But also the Vedas say that Rahu is comprised of that shadow, makes up the shadow of the earth, it's Rahu's form, dark form. So by chanting Hare Krishna, like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he appeared, there was an eclipse, and everyone was taking bath in the Ganga, chanting. Even the Muslims, although they didn't chant Hare Krishna generally, but because all the Hindus were chanting Hare Krishna, they were kind of saying, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So everyone was chanting. That was Lord Chaitanya's trick, is somehow or other get everyone chanting Hare Krishna. That was his appearance meant for that. So that actually happened. So if we get everyone to chant today, Prabhu said, at 2 o'clock we should all be chanting, and get everyone else chanting. And then we can offset the inauspiciousness of being here in this material world. This is not the spiritual world. We'd rather be in the spiritual world. Or, as long as we're engaged in the service of the Lord, even the material world is as good as the spiritual world. So go on with your preaching, Lord. Hare Krishna.
Glorious Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
Jai.
Scores now.
Yes.
We have the book distribution scores for the week.
So we'll read the book scores from this week of April 8th. For the pleasure of their lordship, Sri Sri Gaur Nitai. Jai. Order Sumadev, Tosamani, Sampradaya Charyas, Srila Prabhupada, and His Holiness Dandar Goswami, and all these simple devotees. This week we have 5 book distributors. In 5th position with 1 small book for a total of 0.25 book points, Jagannath Prabhu. Okay. In 4th position with 2 small books and 1 medium book for a total of 1 book point, Bhakti Joseph. In In 3rd position, with 1 small book, 3 medium books, 2 big books, and 2 Maha big books for a total of 7.75 book points, Jivadaya Prabhu. In 2nd position, with 1 small book, 2 medium books, 9 big books, and 2 Maha big books for a total of 14.25 book points, Bhagadari Prabhu. In 1st position with 4 small books, 25 big books, 19 Maha big books, 1 Chaitanya Charitamrita set, and 1 Srimad Bhagavatam set 2 book points, Rishi Kumar. That makes the temple total 9 small books, 6 medium books, 36 big books, 23 Maha big books, 1 Chaitanya Charitamrita set, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam set, for a total of 195.25 book points. For a highlight, we were at the first Friday, and everyone was just kind of walking by me and like, acting like I was really strange, which is probably the case. And they weren't taking books. One person took one Saptarishi set, but we were out there for like an hour or two. They weren't really taking them. And then Maharaj came by and he was saying how it was really busy there, a lot of people, and also asking how the book distribution was going. And when he was there, these 2 guys, they're like good-looking, like tall guys with nice clothes. So I asked them, like, "Are you guys famous? Are you movie stars?" And they were laughing and saying that they weren't famous. And I started showing them the books, and they kept looking over at Maharaj, and I felt like they were being like transcendentally like peer pressured into getting the books because we're both looking at them. Turns out they were interested in meditation or something like that, so the one guy took a set of books, and that was nice. And then after that, more people were taking it, but until then, it really wasn't happening. Transcendental book distribution key is shut.
So we did some book distribution at the first Friday. Haribol! And the first Friday was an art event, and we had a very nice reception to the Harinam. According to Maharaj, he thought it was one of the best receptions that we've gotten to the Harinam Sankirtan movement in Kansas City on a particular occasion. He said that everybody was favorable, everyone was into it. So we were doing some book distribution, Rishi Kumar and I, which kind of was on a different front, but the response was good. Even people they weren't taking, they thought it was nice that we were there. And I met this one boy, his name was Raylan, and he had some specific paraphernalia on. And I used that to suggest that that's why he liked to read, and you should take these books because they're very special. And he said he's never left Kansas City, but we took him, Prabhupada took him to the spiritual world by sharing transcendental knowledge about Krishna with him. So, transcendental book distribution key.
Last week, and I really didn't make the best effort this last week to distribute books, but the one person that I did talk to, she bought 3 books, and they were all of the small books, the Beyond Birth and Death, Nectar of Instruction, Easy Journey to Other Planets, and she was really excited. She was into meditation, and she seemed to have heard of Prabhupada before, but hadn't read anything written by him. So she was really stoked to get the opportunity to do so, and yeah, she likes him. Jai.
My highlight was on Mahaharinam on Saturday. So we were chanting, and we were really into it, and it was really fun. But I didn't even see these people, but Magadara, he pulled me over and he said like, do you think you can distribute to that Spanish family that's like watching the Harina? And I didn't see them, but I guess they were there for like a minute. I saw them, but I didn't notice that they were still there. So I said, I don't have any books. But he was like, yeah, especially Spanish books. But he said, no, I got Spanish books. So you gotta go out there and get them. And so I took the opportunity. And at first I gave them Bhagavad Gita, but they said they didn't have $5 on them. So I was like, oh, that's okay. Do you have like $1 though? And they said yes, and I gave them a small book, the Karma, the Spanish Karma book. So yeah, that was a nice interaction. They were very nice people, and they thought it was about Christianity. so I didn't want to like burst their bubble. I didn't want to stop them from doing devotional service, so I just let them think it was about Christianity and let them figure it out later. So thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Maharaj distributed books? Okay,
so Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.